Oh my goodness. Wow. This is insane. Okay, so it says here, the file that was created, it's this, and you can see it got all of the dependencies that I need for this project. One of the things that is really interesting about this AI world is that all these companies that create or build tools, but all based on AI and large language models and all that, it seems to me that there's this race to the top, right? We have OpenAI creating these different models that do all these different things, and then we have DeepSeek just a few weeks ago, R1, and just a few minutes ago, Anthropic launched Claude Code. This is a few days, if not really, not even that many days before they launched their most recent Claude 3.7 Sonnet model. First of all, let's go ahead and look at their launch here. If you go to this link here, Anthropic Claude 3.7 Sonnet, under news in their blog, you can see that they have this announcement. This just happened today, Claude 3.7 Sonnet and Claude Code. Now, you may have watched videos or read blogs about Claude 3.7 Sonnet that they've launched. So there's a lot of going on, and let's go do a quick overview here before we go to the meat of the entire video. So you can see here it says Claude 3.7 Sonnet is frontier reasoning made practical. So it says here we developed Claude 3.7 Sonnet with a different philosophy from another reasoning models on the market. It says here, just as humans use a single brain for both quick responses and deep reflection, we believe reasoning should also be an integrated capability of frontier models rather than a separate model entirely. Interesting. So it goes back to the idea of how it all started, machine learning, deep learning, all of that. All of this is to emulate how our brain actually works, how we as humans interact with other humans, interact with the world. This unified approach also creates a more seamless experience for users. So again, the idea is always to get to the point where AI, it's just another integration that is seamless, right? There's no difference between sort of reality and AI. I think that's where we are going. All right, so it continues. Claude 3.7 Sonnet embodies this philosophy in several ways. First, Claude 3.7 Sonnet is both an ordinary LLM and a reasoning model in one. You can pick when you want the model to answer normal and when you want it to think before answering questions. And they have a link here. Answer normally, just as we have been used to seeing. You just type your questions, your queries, your prompts, and you get the answer. But now we're getting into this new realm of deep thinking. These models are able to do deep thinking, but also thinking through and show you what is it that they're doing as they think through to get to that answer, to that response that you're looking for. So in the standard mode, Claude 3.7 Sonnet represents an upgraded version of Claude 3.5. It talks about the extended thinking mode, as I was talking about. It self-reflects before answering, which improves its performance on math. And so they're talking about here this new era of creating these models, or this insurgence of these models that allows for this self-reflection before answering the question that we may prompt the model. And they say improves performance on math, physics, instruction following, coding, and many other tasks. And second, when you use Claude 3.7 Sonnet through the API, users can also control the budget for thinking, because remember, it's all about tokens. The thinking, it's part of tokens. So you can actually set up the budget for the thinking as the models will do. Okay, you can tell Claude to think for no more than N tokens, right? Because the more tokens you're using tokens, which means you have to pay for that. So for any of N up to its output limit of 120k tokens. This allows you to trade off speed and cost for quality of answer. And I actually like this idea or this concept because that was one of the problems I always ran into when I was using these models. Not only this one, but also DeepSeek R1 or O1s and all of that, is that even though it's nice to see the thought process, the deep thinking, the thought process of the models, I want to be able to control that because, well, it's using up my tokens. So the fact that they gave us this option, this is perfect. And third, in developing our reasoning models, we have optimized somewhat less for math and computer science competition problems, and instead shifted focus towards real-world tasks. This is great. Yes, because we don't want this to be just these robotics that are able to win competition in math or computer problems, right? Algorithms and all of that. I like this. It's all about real world. And I always tell you, everything's about real world problem. That's the idea behind us using AI, using these tools to build and resolve, or in this case, solve real world problems. And I like this. This is exactly what I've been talking about. And speaking of that, real world problems, if you want to be part of a growing community where we have people who are learning, also building real world application using AI, join my community. We are growing. We have lots of hands-on code templates and calls, and we have this tight community where you can actually learn how to use these tools. There's a lot going on here. What I want to focus on in this video is introducing Claude Code. And so you can see that just a few moments ago, they were posted a video talking about Claude Code. And what is it? Well, if you go back to our blog here, all the way down, Claude Code. And one thing that I like about it is that they do have a video that to show exactly what this is about and all of that. And so you can see that Claude Code is a tool. It's a CLI command line tool that you can actually install locally. It's under research preview right now. I'm going to show you how to get to a copy and start running and test it out. But you can see the video here. There's some things are happening. So you're able to explain, ask to explain the project. So the idea is that you install it and you can use CLI to go through your project and ask the AI to explain what's going on and go from there. So it's pretty amazing, which I'm going to show you right now. I haven't had a chance to work with it extensively because this was just released, but I just want to give you a heads up here and we can go into a deep dive at a different time. It says here, today we're empowering developers further by introducing Claude Code, our first agentic coding tool. If you've been following me or following the internet when it comes to AI, agentic frameworks is the thing for 2025 and beyond, because now we're looking at agents that can do more than just respond to your queries. They can connect with other agents. They can go and find tools to run and get you where you want to get to. Okay, so our first agentic coding tool in a limited research preview, Claude Code is an active collaborator that can search and read code. This is great. Search and read code. It can also edit files, write and run tests, commit and push code to GitHub. Okay, now just imagine you writing your code with the help of AI tools, if you wish, and then all of a sudden you just want to be able to have a more integral helper. So you open up your command line and point to your project folder and start asking questions. So you can now, model is going to be able to go and read all your files, all your code, write code for you, edit files, run tests, also commit and push code to GitHub, and use command line tools. So all of that is going to be under your command tool, as you can see in this video here. So no worries, keep watching this video, because at the end, at some point, we're going to go through the process, show you exactly where you can get this and start checking it out locally. And one thing, once you watch this video, you can see that Claude can also show its thinking. So again, we are still in the trenches with the deep thinking of this model. So it shows exactly what's going on. Keep in mind that you also have options, I'm assuming, of reducing the thinking process, right? Because you don't want to eat up all of your tokens and have a really large bill. So continue here. So Claude Code is an early product. They're just adding disclaimer here, but has already become indispensable for our team. That means this is the beauty of Anthropic. They create tools for themselves. And I always like this because that means they're sort of scratching their own itch. That is what we all supposed to do with these tools, right? Find something that you need solving and use these tools to solve that problem. And once you've solved that problem for yourself, your business, whatever you're working with, then solve for the world. And that's how you actually make money. They've been indispensable for our team, especially for test-driven development, debugging complex issues, and large-scale refactoring. In early testing, Claude Code completed tasks in a single pass that would normally take 45 plus minutes. of manual work, reducing development time and overhead. Okay, this is exciting. Okay, in the coming weeks, we plan to continually improve it based on our usage, enhancing tool call reliability, adding support for long-running commands, improved in-app rendering, expanding Claude's own understanding of its capability. All right, so our goal with Claude Code is to better understand how developers use Claude for coding to inform future improvements. By joining this preview, so now there's a link here. I'm going to go ahead and open this link here. They said we also improve the coding experience on Claude.ai. Our GitHub integration is now available to all Claude plans, enabling developers to connect their code repository directly with Claude. So I don't want to make this video too long because there's just a lot of excitement here, and I also need to have time to go through all this so that I can give you a better picture. But in this video, all I wanted to let you know is what's going on, and I'm going to go and show you how to set this up. Okay, and talk about building responsibly. You should read this, of course, it's very important. But one other thing I want to show you here, I think I'm becoming a fan of Anthropic in so many ways, if you can't tell. It says here, looking ahead, Claude 3.7 Sonnet and Claude Code mark an important step towards AI systems that can truly augment human capabilities. Notice it's not talking about removing humans from the picture. Augment human capabilities. I like the sound of this. With their ability to reason deeply, work autonomously, and collaborate effectively, they bring us closer to a future where AI enriches and expands what humans can achieve. They're speaking my language, folks. You can see 2024, Claude assists. Claude helps individuals do their current work better, right? We've all used that. And then 2025, Claude collaborators. This goes back to the agentic workflow. That is what's being hinted here. Claude does hours of independent work for you on par with experts, expanding what every person on team is capable of. So it is sort of an enhancer, augmentation of what people already can do. And the progression here, now we have Claude Pioneers by 2017, and the graph keeps going. It says this is when Claude finds breakthrough solutions to challenging problems that would have taken teams years to achieve. This is the progression of what they are expecting, looking ahead, of course, to happen in the next few years. All right, so now let's go ahead and show you exactly how to use Claude Code locally. All right, so if you go ahead and click the link that I showed you earlier, they had that link for Claude Code Overview. So you can read more about Claude Code. I'm not going to do that for you, but you can do that. And remember, I'm going to show you how to install it and maybe take a look at how this kind of works, okay? And what it says, Claude Code's key capabilities include editing files and fixing bugs across your code base, answering questions about your code's architecture and logic, executing and fixing tests, linting and other commands, searching through Git history, resolving merge conflicts, and creating commits and PRs. All right, so they have the research preview sort of note here. Code is in beta as research preview. We're gathering developer feedback and all that to improve the workflows and all that. Go ahead and check out the Git repository and see what's going on. Okay, 191, I'm going to be the 192nd to like this. All right, so go ahead and support everything. As you can see, this is very, very new, only 2 days ago, and I just saw this news today. Okay, let's go back here to see what we can do. Okay, so before beginning, check these system requirements. Make sure you have at least this. Most of you watching this have at least the basics of here. Make sure you have Git or GitLab CLI for PR optional. All these are optional, but you should at least have Node.js 18 plus. Okay, so to install Claude, they say you just go ahead and get this command here on your terminal. Make sure you have Node.js, obviously. So for me, I'm going to just start with sudo and paste that in. I already have this set up, so it should go really fast. But in your case, you should be able to get that set up and all should be good. The idea, of course, is to use it under a project. So cd'd into my project, so you can do that. And then to run Claude on that project, just say Claude. Ls, I should say. You can see it has a few files here from one of my courses. Let's go ahead and clear, and I'm going to go ahead and just say Claude as such and see what will happen. Okay, the moment we do that, it says welcome to Claude Code Research Preview. I always like command lines. And let's get started. Choose the option that looks best when you select it, and you can use the arrow up and down to change. Let's use the dark text like that. And then you can see Claude Code. Claude Code is built based on API usage. So now it's going to ask me to log in into my account. Let's see. Press enter, and I'm going to go ahead and authorize. And you can see I'm all set up, which is awesome. If I go back here, you can see that I'm going to say enter there. So security notes, Claude Code is currently in research, just to make sure you're safe. Claude can also make mistakes due to prompt injection risk. Only use it with code you trust. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit enter so that we are acknowledging everything. All right, so then we should, do you trust the files in this folder? Okay, so you can use the arrow up or down to say, do you trust these files in this folder? Yes, I trust. Enable automatic updates, and Claude can't update itself. Select the option below to fix it. So, okay, I'm going to use that one that they recommend. Again, I haven't done this. This is just me previewing it with you. After running the command, restart Claude. Okay, let's go continue. Okay, so it went ahead and restarted, and now we can go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to start number one. I'm going to just say / init like that. So it's going to go ahead and hopefully create. I'll analyze the code base and create a Claude.md file with builds, lints, and everything. Look at that, folks. And let me show you where this code base should be. Okay, so this is the project where we're running Claude. Search the pattern. So went and found 100 files and found 5 files. List, okay, went exactly to get everything. Went ahead and looked at the helpers.util.py. and found about plus 90 lines of code and everything. And so it really went through all my code base, that project, which is this one here, and looked at everything. So, all right, so once everything is done, it's going to ask me. I love it because it asks you for permission. So do you want to proceed? I'm going to say yes. Let's see what's going to happen. So creating, I escape to interrupt the whole thing. Look at this, and went ahead and tells me exactly what it went ahead and did. So bash, all these packages version, all these things that I had there, it found, and going to create a file path claude.emd. So this will have the run scripts, activate VNV, install dependencies, single test, and all of that. Let's see, I'm going to say yes, just hit enter. So created Claude.md with build commands and code style guidelines based on the code base analysis. Let's see if this is true. Oh my goodness. So you can see there's the Claude.emd, MD I should say. And it has the build run script. This is what you do, activate. This is how you do install dependency, pip install our requirements, which I don't have here. Maybe I should ask to create that for me in the next videos. And it gives us code style guidelines, group standard library, do all these things, formatting, and project structure, techniques separate module, utilities in helper.util.py, data in data directory, and all that. So it read through the entire. So what else can I ask? Let's see. Command like this, / and I can say, for instance, please create requirements .txt file and add all of the dependencies in it to it. I think that's the better way to say it. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is insane. Okay, so it says here, the file that was created, it's this, and you can see it got all of the dependencies that I need for this project. All of that. Because as you can see, I don't have the requirements.txt, but because it knows everything about this project, this folder, it knows exactly what dependencies my project needs. And me asking it to do so, it went ahead and pulled all of these dependencies. So now all I can do is say yes, and hopefully, so it says baking, created requirements.txt, and look at that. we have requirements as txt with all these dependencies. Very cool. And what if I said, now please make sure to run the file and install all dependencies from the requirements.txt file. Oh, shouldn't put a question mark, but let's see if this is going to do. Pip install pip install requirements.txt. Or yes, let's see. It's ideating, thinking about it. Pip install requirements, ignore it, install a package, install Python package from requirements, all of that. It's bypassing existing install. This is beautiful. So it's going to bypass the existing installations. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Dependencies installed successfully. You're all set up with your RAG project. And it gives us the pip dependencies resolver. Does not currently take into account all the packages that are installed, this behavior and all of that. So we got a few errors here. Usually that's what I get. You want to run the pip install upgrade to upgrade the pip, right? But this seems to look really good. If we go back to our code, of course, you're not going to see anything, but we should know that everything was installed correctly because we'll be able to run this project. All right, this is insane. One last thing I'm gonna do here. Say, please clean up unneeded files from the code base. Okay, so looks like it found all these unneeded files from the code base. It's going to exclude the virtual. Okay, I'm just going to say yes. Let's see what's going to happen. So it's going to delete all the files that really, oh yeah, yes. Okay, it found these other files. I say yes. Okay, I'm going to continue. Just enter. Okay, continue. Okay. I should have said just delete all of them, but this is good. It's giving me the options of backing up. All right, I'm going to continue again. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to go and arrow down. Okay, I'm just going to get out of this. All right. I'm very excited. As you see, this was me just doing something along with you, or you doing things along with me, just to show you how easy this is. Again, this was not scripted. I just wanted to go ahead just as this tool was announced to show you how to set it up and go from there. Just from playing around with this few minutes, I am very excited. In fact, I think I'm going to create another video where we just focus on Claude Code, because I think this tool is amazing. It has all the pieces that can make our development process way easier, way productive, and I'm very excited. Let me know what you think about this. Go ahead and check out this tool. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, or if you want me to go deeper, which I will, but what is it that you want me to focus on, let me know. And till next time, be well.